Welcome everyone to the very first ever King of Games tournament on this channel. This is a brand new segment on this channel where I will be hosting 8 or technically 9 different tournaments on this channel to decide who the true King of Games is. First of all, I just want to give a special shout out to Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. This was very heavily inspired by his tournament on his channel that I've been helping him out with. It was a lot of fun doing the Best Friends tournament with him, and I'm excited to do the Villains and every other tournament that he wants to do with me. It's been a very fun collab, and I'm excited for that. I asked Dylan if he was cool with me hosting tournaments on my own channel as well, and of course he was excited for that, and he thought it was a great idea, so I decided to do it for mine. So special shout out to my boy Dylan. I love him so much, and I'm happy I get to do this on my channel. So I hope you guys will enjoy. Okay, so let's talk about how this works. So I will be taking 8 different characters from DM all the way to Vrains, and I'm going to be randomly selecting them and putting them in tournaments. So there's going to be 9 different tournaments. So there's 8 tournaments where 8 characters will be selected at random to face off against each other. Each tournament is going to have only one main protagonist in each tournament to see if they're able to hold up against different rivals and villains and everything else, side characters and everything, to find out who wins. And then all 8 duelists who become King of Games tournament in each of their tournament will face off in the final tournament to decide who the true King of Games is. That is how this tournament is going to work. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of twists and turns. I can't wait to see all the different matchups. Remember, these duels are not scripted, so don't expect your specific favorite character to win because he's the MC and the favorite character. Don't expect that. This is completely unscripted, so anyone can win. It all depends on the hands you get and how each opponent is able to outplay each other. So this is going to be very fun, a lot of twists and turns. I can't wait to see what the outcome of the very first King of Games tournament is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please enjoy. I will be in the chat as well, so you guys can talk to me while you're watching this live, which is going to be awesome. Enough talk. Let's find out who the true King of Games is. Let's duel. Alright, so let's talk about the contestant for the first tournament. So first off, we have the rival from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains series, Revolver. Next up, we have, also from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains series, we have Ghost Girl. Next up from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 series, we have Ruri. Next up from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, we have the underdog himself, Joey Wheeler. Alright, next up from the GX series, we have the Pro Duelist, Aster Phoenix or Edo Phoenix. Next up from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D series, we have the MC, Yusei Fudo, so this is going to be a tough one here. And then from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains series, again, we have a third character from the Vrains series, we have I, aka the Dark Ignis in his human form. So we have the final villain of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains in this, along with Revolver and Ghost Girl. And then for the final contestant, we have from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal or Zale series, Kaito Tenjo. So these are the 8 contestants for the first tournament. And now let's find out who is facing who in this tournament. Alright, so as you guys can see here on the bracket, these are the matchups. For the first matchup, we have Ghost Girl versus Ruri. Next up, we have a very tough matchup. We have Yusei Fudo from the 5D series versus I from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains series. This is going to be a tough one for sure. Next up, for the second bracket, we have Joey Wheeler versus Edo Phoenix. This is going to be a very tough climb for Joey, but we are excited to see what he's capable of. And then for the final matchup, as you can see here, we have a very tough rival versus rival matchup. We have Revolver versus Kaito. Who do you think is going to win? I gotta tell you, this is one amazing bracket right here. It's going to be very tough to see who wins this. There's a lot of amazing competitors on this bracket right here, but we're going to find out who wins. Put in the chat or in the comment section below, who do you think is going to win this tournament? Who do you think is going to win each round? Let's just hop into it with Ghost Girl versus Ruri. Let's find out what the first duel is like. Alright, let's start up with the first game. We have Ghost Girl versus Ruri. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not going to read through all the card effects and go through all the play-by-play. These duels move pretty fast, so I'm just going to say as much as I can. Alright, so first up we have... Alright, so we have Ghost Girl going first, summoning her Altergeist, tributing it to excavate the top 3 cards. She will add Marionetta to her hand with that effect, and then she will set 2 back row, ends her turn. Ruri goes next. Alright, so Ruri's going to summon her Lurelust Turquoise to special summon another Lurelust from her hand, and then that allows her to search her spell card, Bird Strike. Then she activates Sapphire's effect, special summon another level 1 XC summons for her rank 1 ace monster, Nightingale. Alright, so we got Nightingale right here. Then she XC summons again for another rank 1. She's going to XC summon for Recital. Recital will boost the attack points of Nightingale. And then she will detach to search a Lyrolust from her deck to her hand. Then she'll activate Sanctuary to attach one of her Xyz monsters to the other. So she boosts up her Nightingale. So now it has 1400 attack. She attacks directly for 1400. Ghost Girl activates a trap card and Conqueror's effect from the hand. So Conqueror will special summon itself and negate the effect of Nightingale and negate the attack, which is awesome. Okay. Alright, so main phase 2, she summons 2 more Lyrolust monsters onto the field, and then summons Assembling Robin from her extra deck. Awesome. Okay, so she's got Assembling Robin. Alright, she activates another one of her trap cards, Ghost Girl, in order to add an Altergeist from her deck to her hand. Okay, so now it's Ghost Girl's turn. Alright, she summons an Altergeist level 1, attacks directly, activates its effects. When it inflicts damage, you can draw a card. Then she activates her trap card to return an Altergeist trap to the deck and add an Altergeist from her deck to her hand. She normal summons Maulwisp in order to special summon Altergeist from the graveyard. She links for a Link 2 monster to summon Altergeist Hestia. Nice. Okay, so we got Hestia here. Activates the effect of her Altergeist in the graveyard. And her trap card, she banishes it to normal summon an Altergeist onto the field. Summons Marionetter, boosting up the attack of Hestia, and then she sends 1 back row. Okay. It's really hard to talk this fast. Alright. Next up, okay, so it's Rory's turn. She activates Burst Strike to negate all the monster effects on the opponent's field. Ghost Girl chains her Altergeist effect, and then Rory activates Nightingale's effect and chains to that. This will make it so Nightingale... oh, never mind. It's all gone. It's all gone. Alright. So Rory tributes one of her monsters to summon her Cocotorium, the Heavy Metal Avian. This allows her to tribute a wing beast on the field and then send one from the deck to the graveyard to copy its level and attributes. So that's awesome. So let's alright, so now she overlays her 2 level 1s to summon another rank 1. She summons her ace back to the field again with 400 attack, activates Sanctuary again to attach her other Xyz. So now she's back to 1000. Assembling Nightingale has an effect where she can attack directly a number of times equal to the amount of materials on the field. Okay, so that was Rory's main phase 2. So now we're back to Emma's turn, aka Ghost Girl. So let's see. She attacks with Hestia to her Nightingale. Nightingale activates the effect. Nightingale's effect, once again, you take no battle damage. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So it's pretty much just an instant stall. So right now, Ghost Girl has 2,600 attack points. So Nightingale can attack a bunch of times directly. So she's got to think of a way to get around Nightingale's effects. Yeah, Slower Swallow's effect is you contribute it, so that way on your next turn you can draw 2 cards during your draw phase instead of 1. And then she sends 1 back row. Alright, next up we have Emma right here. Emma Link summons into a Link 3. Okay, so she's going to summon, there we go, her ace, Altergeist Prime Banshee. Okay, so then she activates Hestia's effect in the graveyard to add an Altergeist to the hand. Summons Altergeist Mulusik. And she's planning to attack directly, but Rory chains with Nightingale's effect, so she won't take any damage, which means Molusik's effect will not activate. Then it seems like Ghost Girl chained the effect of Siliquist to add that monster back to his hand, Melisik, and then also bounce her ace back again to the extra deck. She attacks directly, it does no damage. Banshee activates its effect, tributes a monster to special summon an Altergeist from the deck, I believe. Alright, next up we have Rory. Alright, so Rory activates Bird Call. This allows her to add a Lyrolust from her deck to her hand. So she adds Canary. She special summons Turquoise. She special summons another Lyrolust from the graveyard. She adds a trap card from her deck to her hand, Lyrolust trap. Then she activates Canary's effect and special summons another Lyrolust. So now she has 4 of them on the field. She's going off. And then she adds another Lyrolust to her hand with her spell card, so now she has 5. So she summoned 5 monsters in 1 turn. Alright, she XC summons with 3 of her monsters to summon her ace back again for I think that's the 4th time at this point. Maybe 3rd or 4th time at this point. Alright, so now Nightingale has 1,000 attacks. She activates Sanctuary to draw a card. Then she overlays again to summon another rank 1. She will summon her Promenade Thrush activates its effect to get rid of a back row. She pops the middle one, but Emma, Ghost Girl, chains Infinite Impermanence. Awesome. Okay, so Infinite Impermanence will negate the Xyz monster's effect, and Banshee will special summon another Altergeist from the deck. So then Rory will activate... Oh, no, never mind. Let's see. Okay. Ghost Girl activated the effect of Multifaker, special summoning another Malvis from the deck, and then special summons Soliloquist from the graveyard as well. Bounces it back to the deck to add another Conqueror, so now she has 2 in her hand. She activates the effect of Conqueror to negate the attack, but unfortunately she cannot negate the effect of Nightingale because she has Cobalt Sparrow as material, which means her Nightingale cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects, which is incredible. So she manages to get 2 direct attacks in, and Ghost Girl is now at 600 life points. So if she can get 1 more direct attack in, Rory wins. Alright, so now it's Ghost Girl. She synchro summons. Oh, alright, I accidentally pressed fast forward there. So basically, she did her synchro summon to summon Dragvirion, and then she did Link 4 to summon Altergeist Adminia. Alright, activated its effect to set an Altergeist trap directly from the deck to the hand. She adds Conqueror back to the hand again. She's going to need that. She's going to set another trap from the deck. She's going to activate it in order to send an Altergeist from the hand to the graveyard. She's normal summons Milosig, gets a direct attack in, activated its effect to send my other Xyz to the graveyard. Sorry, Rory's other Xyz to the graveyard. Okay, great. She activates Foolish Burial of Goods to send a trap to the graveyard, and then she sets a back row. Whew, alright. Right now, Rory still has tons of life points, and she just needs 1 more direct attack to win. Alright, so she attacks directly. Okay, so Ghost Girl activates her Synchro Monster's effect to return an Altergeist to negate the attack. So she negated 1 attack. She needs to negate 2 more. Okay, she activates Conqueror from the hand, and she activates Manifestation from the hand from the back row as well. Special summons an Altergeist from the graveyard. Special summons Conqueror to negate the attack and negate Sanctuary's effect. She bounces back Conqueror again so she can get another negate. Impressive. Alright, so the direct attack continues. She activates Conqueror again to negate the attack. So now she ran out of all her attacks. Alright, ooh, she drew into Polymerization. Ooh, that's nasty. Alright, we'll see. Alright, so she sets her Storming Mirror Force. So let's see what happens next. So we have Ghost Girl Link summoning for a Link 2. She summons Kidolga. Alright, Kidolga. Okay, she has a couple effects activating in the graveyard. I'm not going to read all that. Okay, she's going to resolve these effects. She's going to add a trap back to her head. And then Milosig will add Pokeri to the hand. Then she's going to summon a Link 3 with Pokeri, so technically a Link 4. She's going to summon her Link 4 Memory Gant. Alright, so then she adds Pokeri back to her hand. Next, she attacks with Memory Gant, but Rory chains Storming Mirror Force to bounce everything, but then Emma chains her trap card. Okay, Rory chains her effect to make it so her monsters can't be destroyed by battle and she takes no battle damage. She's gonna need that. Okay, so she was able to negate Storming Mirror Force, so the attack goes through, but once again there's just no damage being taken. It is really hard to get over Nightingale's effect, man. It just stalls forever. Alright. Okay, so Rory's turn. She attaches a Lyrolust from the grave to the hand, and then she adds a Lyrolust. Then she fuses her Nightingale with a Lyrolust to summon a fusion monster. She's going to summon Lyrolust Independent Nightingale. Activates her effect. Whoa. Alright, let's slow this down for a second. Alright, so she activates her effect. She can increase her level by the number of Xyz materials that it had, and once per turn she can inflict 500 damage for each of its levels. So that would be game. But it looks like Ghost Gal is trying to activate another effect. She banishes 2 monsters she controls and banishes Independent Nightingale and targets Independent Nightingale, sorry, in order to activate the effect. But, hold up. Oh, okay. Alright. So basically, let me explain what happened there. So she tried to get around the effect with the trap card, but it didn't quite work. So she tributed her 2 monsters. She would gain the attack of the 2 monsters she tributed as a trap monster onto the field, and then she's supposed to, I think both players are supposed to take damage, but it didn't quite work out that way. So Emma tried to get around it, but to be honest, even without that trap, she had nothing, so she tried her last ditch effort, and unfortunately, she did lose. So Rory is the first person to win in this. Ghost Girl, you fought well, you fought hard, but Nightingale is a monster of a card to get over. Alright, so that was a very intense round 1. Rory got the win there. So now we have a very tough matchup. We have Yusei Fudo versus I. So this is going to be a very tough one. I'm voting for my boy Yusei, but we're going to see what happens. I is a tough opponent. At Ignisters is a very tough archetype. So let's see what happens. But Yusei's no slack. He's the MC of 5Ds. Alright, so he activates Junk Converter. He adds Junk Synchron to his hand. Special summons Junk Converter with Junk Synchron. And summons, I think we all know what's coming next. Obviously, he's going to summon his Junk Speeder. Great. So Junk Speeder will special summon a bunch of Synchrons. Summon Steam. It summons a whole bunch of Synchrons. I'm not going to go through all that. Then he Synchro summons for a level 8 with his Steam Synchron to summon his Ace Stardust Dragon. Alright, he activates his Synchron's effect. He summons Stardust Synchron, adds Arriving Light to his hand. He activates it. He sets his Savior Star Dragon on the top of his deck. Okay, great. So that's the end of Yusei's turn. He has 3 tuners and Stardust Dragon in the back row and Arriving Light. So next up we have I. He summons his At Ignister monster, summons a Link 1. He summons Dark Infant at Ignister. He'll add his field spell to his hand. That field spell is absolutely busted and disgusting. He'll activate I Island. Alright, he special summons an Ignister from the hand. He summons the Fire one to search out the Light one. Then he activates the Earth Ignis one. He Link summons for a Link 3 to summon his Ace monster, Dark Templar, onto the field. He's got his Ace, so now they both have their Ace. He activates the field spell again to summon the Light Ignis onto the field. I'll just call them all Ignises. Then he Yusei chains with Shooting Stars to destroy Dark Templar. That's awesome. So he got rid of his Ace. He still gets a search with the Light Ignis, so he searched out Fighting Spirit. Okay, he activates Fighting Spirit to bring back his Ace onto the field, so he brings out Dark Templar. Nice. Okay, that's good. So the Light Ignis attacks one of his tuners, he kills that, and then Dark Templar attacks Stardust Synchron, he kills that. Then he activates the effect of Dark Templar, which when he kills something by battle, he can special summon an Ad Ignister from the graveyard. So he summons the Earth one from the grave, then he activates its effect to shuffle back a Link and add I Love Fusion to the hand. Then he activates the Light Ignis's effect to make the Earth one a level 4. Then he's going to overlay the both of them together to XC summon the Light Dragon at Ignister. Then he activates its effect to detach of his hero to destroy face-up monsters on the field. But Stardust will negate that effect. But thanks to the effect of the Light Dragon at Ignister, he can detach a material to prevent it from being destroyed. So that's good. Alright, then he sets one back row. During the end phase, Stardust comes back to the field. Awesome. Alright, so now it is Yusei's turn. He managed to survive any onslaught from there. Okay, so now Yusei draws into his Converging Wills of Dragon. He special summons it onto the field, and that allows him to special summon from his deck Stardust Worm, which is a level 1 dragon. Alright. Then it looks like Yusei... Oh, now it's Yusei's turn. That was all during the end phase. So now it's Yusei's turn. He draws Stardust Trail onto the field. He summons it. He synchro summons with it to summon his Jet Synchron from his extra deck. Sorry, Jet Warrior. Activate its effect to bounce the Ace, to bounce Dark Templar back to the hand. And then that also triggers the effect of Stardust Trail in the graveyard. And it also triggers the effect of Arriving Light. Okay, Yusei's popping off. He's popping off. He's not playing. Alright, so now it resolves. So he adds Synchro Chase to his hand. He special summons a level 1 token. Then he activates Synchro Chase. Then he Synchro summons. Alright, he's going for it. What's he going for? He's going for Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Beautiful. Alright, Jet Warrior attacks his Light Dragon. And then he attacks directly. Is this game? Oh no. Okay, so he activates a quick play. He special summons 3 tokens, but then he negates the effect with Majestic Dragon. So then during the end phase, Majestic Dragon comes back. He didn't allow him to accumulate any tokens for Link material, so that was smart. So now it's I's turn. He activates the field spell, special summons the Dark Ignis one, and then he adds the Fire one back to his hand. He Link summons, goes for a Link 1, so he's going to go for the Infant again onto the field. He adds Fighting Spirit back to his hand, so he has a Monster Reborn. Then he special summons the Fire one again. He adds another, he adds the Water one from his deck to his hand. Special summons it, activates its effect, tributes his level 1 Link in order to add the Ritual at Ignister and add the Ritual spell card. So that's incredible. Alright. Ooh, okay. So now he activates the Ritual spell card. Alright. We got our first Ritual summon. We have Water Leviathan at Ignister. So this is the Water one. When it's ritual summoned, you can return all monsters your opponent controls with 2300 or more attack to the hand, or to the extra deck. Alright, then he activates its other effect to target a face-up monster on the field, but Yusei will negate the effect and destroy it. So he does that, he destroys it. So now Yusei is wide open. So let's see. So he activates Fighting Spirit to bring out the Dark Ignis. Then he Link summons for a Link 3. Oh, he summoned Dark Templar back because it got sent back to the extra deck. Then attacks directly for 23. Alright, so Yusei is losing right now. He's at 900 life points, but he has his Majestic Shooting, his Shooting Majestic Star Dragon back onto the field. So Yusei has to think hard right now. He has to get around this. Alright, he's got no back row. Alright, he activates. Alright, he special summons Worm from the graveyard, then discards Quillball to summon Jet Synchron. Synchro summons for his Formula Synchron. This will allow him to draw one card from his deck. And then he activates Arriving Light as well, which I think also gives him an extra draw as well. So he gets to draw 2 cards. So he draws Descending Lost Star and Stardust Illumination. He activates Quillbolt. Oh, then he Synchro summons with Formula to summon his level 4 Armory Arm. That's smart. So he's going to equip Armory Arm to Shooting Quasar. He wants to get that OTK right now with Dark Templar. Oh, he attacks. So basically, right now, I basically activated his Donmari at Ignister. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon it from your hand to negate the attack. So that's what he does. So he negates the attack. And then he activates another at Ignister from the graveyard. When an attack is declared involving a Link monster, you can banish this card from the graveyard, and both their attacks become 3,000. So now I is going for a double knockout. But he activates Shooting Majestic Star Dragon's effect to negate that effect from the graveyard. So unfortunately, he was unable to do any damage this turn, but he gets his Shooting Majestic back to the field. So he's really trying to do some damage onto I, but I's just not letting it happen. All right, I activates I Love Fusion, fuses his Link monster with his Donmari to summon the Earth Golem at Ignister. So now he takes no damage this turn when it's fusion summoned. Then he attacks. So the Earth Fusion at Ignister monster gains attack equal to his own attack, so he'll gain 23. So that's just 600 points over. So Yusei is now at 300 life points. So he's struggling right now. But Yusei really needs to come back now. But his Shooting Majestic will not come back at this point. So let's see if Yusei is able to make any sort of comeback. Yusei is not doing too good right now. He's trying, but I is not letting it happen. All right, he bricked. He did not draw something good. Okay, so activate the Descending Lost Star to bring back his ace. All right, what's his plan here? Okay, he activates Arriving Light to draw an extra card, and then he sets 2 back row. He drew into Miracle's Wake. Okay, so let's see if Yusei can think of a creative way to get around this. So, okay, so he didn't draw any monsters. That's good. So he killed his monster. He activates Backdoor, though, shuffling back his monster. Okay, so Backdoor will shuffle the fusion back to the deck and summon another Cyberse from the deck with a lower attack. And then Yusei chains Miracle Wake to special summon Stardust Dragon back onto the field. So let's see that all play out here. Stardust comes back. Good. Then we have Signet Backdoor, adding the Fire Ignis back to the hand, okay? Then he activates Arriving Light. He draws a card. He draws Overtake, okay? He activates the Field Spell to special summon the Fire Ignis. He searches again to add the Dark Ignis. He Link summons for a Link 1 again. Alright, you already know how these Link decks go. They never stop. Alright, he summons Ling Karibo. Special summons the Dark Ignis with the Field Spell. He adds the Water Ignis from his grave to his hand. He special summons it to the field. Summons a Link 3, okay. The Fire Phoenix at Ignister, okay. Cool. So then he activates the effect of his Dark One to add a Spell Trap back to his hand. He adds Fighting Spirit back to his hand. Very nice. Then he activates Fighting Spirit to special summon his Ace Dark Templar back. Cool. Alright, everything's moving so fast. It's very hard to commentate. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm losing my throat here, bro. Alright, Yusei's turn. He activates Synchro Overtake. He will select Junk Warrior to add Junk Synchron back to his hand. Summons Junk Synchron. He special summons Satellite Warrior. Okay, very nice. He synchro summons for a level 10 with his Stardust to summon Satellite Warrior. Nice. This has a very powerful effect. Then Synchro Chase will chain, allowing him to target one of its materials and special summon it. So Satellite Warrior effect is very good. So Satellite Warrior's effect is super good. It allows you to pop cards on the field up to the number of synchro monsters in your graveyard, then you gain 1,000 for each card destroyed. So it's a very, very powerful effect. Alright, so he's going to pop pretty much, I think, everything on I's field, I believe. Yeah, he's going to pop almost everything except for Fire Phoenix. And then we're going to see it resolve here. Fighting Spirit banishes itself to protect Dark Templar from being destroyed, though. So he only gains 2,000, so he's at 45. And Stardust Dragon comes back out onto the field. Then Arriving Light activates again. Then Fighting Spirit activates again. When it's banished, his Ignister monsters with 2,300 or more attack cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. So, alright, more protection. I is really tough. He's a tough opponent. Alright, he summons, Yusei summons Drill Synchron from the deck, I think. Alright, so now he Synchro summons Stardust Dragon with his, with his Junk Warrior. So what he did was he manipulated the level of Stardust Dragon, made it into a level 4, and he synced with his Junk Synchron to summon his Junk Archer. So now he's gonna banish the fire at Ignister. Alright, Yusei attacks into Dark Templar, dealing some massive damage. So now I's at 1,800 attack. Alright, next up, Junk Archer attacks. So keep in mind, Yusei only has 300 life points. So he chose to double knockout, knowing he wouldn't be able to kill Dark Templar, because he knows that if he leaves his Archer vulnerable, he only has 300, he's going to lose. So he has to take the L on this one in order to survive the following turn. So Junk Archer dies, but that triggers the effect of Dark Templar, special summoning the Light Ignis, and adding a quick play Ice spell card from his deck to his hand. Then Dark Archer brings back Fire Phoenix. So, okay, right now this is tough. He only has Satellite Warrior. It has a lot of attack points, so he... Alright, oh, okay, and now Backdoor activates, bringing back the Fire Ignis. He summons the the Wind one. And then he Synchro summons for Wind Pegasus. Alright. Wind Pegasus will have an effect to pop back row. Okay, Arriving Light also activates since his opponent Synchro summoned. He gets to add... Okay, he gets to draw a card he drew into Explorer. Alright, the Light Ignis will search out a spell card. I Reborn. Oh, another monster reborn. Great. Then he pops all of Yusei's back row. That's not good. Oh, he's Link summoning. I think he's summoning his big boss. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got the Link 6. The Arrival at Cybers at Ignister. It has an effect to pop any monster on the field, so he pops Satellite Warrior. Then he summons a token. Satellite Warrior's effect will activate, summoning 3 level 8 or lower Warrior or Stardust monsters. So he summons Stardust onto the field, along with Formula Synchron. Then he activates Formula to do an Axel Synchro. Oh boy, but I activates a monster from the graveyard. He banishes his Donmari from the graveyard in order to negate the effect of Formula Synchron. Man, Yusei can't catch a break, bro. This is insane. Alright, so he negated the Axel Synchro. It's very unfortunate. So the Arrival killed Stardust Dragon. Then he activates he activates Reborn in order to special summon Dark Templar. Dark Templar will attack Formula Synchron. And then Templar's effect activates, summoning Wind Pegasus from the graveyard. Wind Pegasus attacks. And now the Fire one goes for a direct attack. Oh, dude. Oh, Yusei, I'm so sorry. I wanted him to win so bad, but freaking I was merciless. He had so much defense, man. So much defense, man. Yusei was trying so hard with his freaking majestic shooting star, whatever dragon. He tried everything in his power, guys. I'm sorry. Yusei lost this one. I wanted him to win so bad. He was on the offensive early on, but he just wasn't able to do any damage, and just I's deck can just keep, you know, Link climbing, Synchro summoning, exercise. It can just do so much. So unfortunately, Yusei, you did not make it to become the king of games. I am sorry, brother. Dude, my boy Robbie's gonna be upset. He's gonna be upset with this, but I won, man. I won. I was disappointed for sure. No pun intended, but that is the game right there. I moves on to round 2, and Yusei does not get to become the king of games of this tournament. Sorry, guys. Sorry. What's up, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed the very first episode of the King of Games tournament. I did have to separate this tournament into separate parts because the tournament ended up being an hour long, so I figured you guys wouldn't want to sit through all that. So I figured just separate it into 3 parts. So the first part is going to be the first half of the quarterfinals. The second part is going to be the second half. And then the third part is going to be the semifinals with the finals. Let me know what you guys thought of these 2 duels. Did you like them? Did you enjoy them? Yeah, just let me know if you guys liked it. And I will see you guys in the next video, where we're gonna see Edo Phoenix versus Joey Wheeler, and then we're going to see Kaito versus Revolver. Those are going to be some epic matchups. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Gotcha. Peace. See ya.